Good morning. All right. So, like I said yesterday, you have a sub. Be awesome. Go put your phones up. AJ, Dylan, Dakota, take out your earbuds. Those are my reminders. And there's usually a couple more people that need to put phones up. I will come by and double check is basically what I'm thinking. But my reality is like, you guys just let's get the work done. Okay, so you have targets to work on today. So grab a Chromebook. Working on 3.3. I want you to like set a timer and just write down everything that you think you know ahead of time. So, like I've said before, you can just openly list, you do bullet points, you can draw something that you feel like represents that component. So, you're dealing with inheritance of traits, biotechnology, and genetic variation. We are going to get into some cellular functions in this. You have a really good background. I think that protein synthesis has been going really well. Um, I know, well, maybe maybe I have a false sense just because those people who've been answering have been nailing it. So I just know that when I'm having discussion with the class, if you're not understanding and you're not asking questions, you're really doing yourself a disservice. So maybe even in here, if it's something that you're not understanding, put some questions down for yourself so that you're reminded to ask me when we are having those open discussions. So I know Dakota understands because I know that he is answering me. I know Mike understands. I know Xander understands. I know Delilah understands because they're answering me. But I know that sometimes the other side of the room is a little bit quieter to share their information publicly. I know, Brian, you said you guys are having conversations over there. I get that. But I do want you to encourage your tables to speak up so that as I come back in, I want you guys to have a bunch of questions about this. Okay. So you're going to be doing your targets, which means you're looking up information surrounding those tasks, basically, the target tasks. So these are those target tasks. And like I said, this, what do I think I already know about this topic? I want you just to set a timer about 4 minutes or something and spend some time answering that. The last box you're going to save until the end. How is genetic variation created through natural processes in sexual organisms? And then how is biotechnology used to better understand and improve the lives of organisms, including humans? And so, first of all, you got to figure out what biotechnology is, right? All right, so here are some terms. Remember that the last three are set aside for you. It is expected that you fill them in. That is not like those are the terms and like you need 15 terms, so you need to add three. They will come from what you are covering. And then, so create an illustration that shows the effects of the following mutations on a polypeptide. So you're going to look up mutations and the types of mutations. We have substitution, deletion, insertion, and frame shift. I think I'll throw some links up, some resources for you that you can watch videos. And then from there, it's really make sure that you are getting, a good information. Don't just Google it. Don't read off of Google. Do not read the Google AI answer. Actually, scroll below that, go to something that says like .edu or .org that has to do with biological sciences. There's a lot of really great open source textbooks available to you, and that's really where you should be getting your information. Explain and illustrate 3 ways in which sexual reproduction, including meiosis, creates genetic variation. Be sure to include random fertilization, crossing over, and independent assortment. And then also remember, assess the left side and you should actually go back and on 3.2 and 3.1, I want you to assess where your learning is on the right side and filling in your circles there for each of the targets. So illustrate and explain how the sickle cell trait is inherited and the effects it has on a human's life. Identify the differences in the genetic code of a normal gene and a sickle cell trait gene. So we're looking specifically at sickle cell anemia. And then the last one, create an illustration and an explanation that shows the process or shows the following regarding the process of DNA gel electrophoresis. So this one, I'm actually going to ask you not to work on. I want you to save this one. But I guess you could look up what it is and look up some of the steps, but really hold off on this because this is something that we are going to be doing. So it's exciting that way. All right, let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so that's the work today. And then remember, you have the genetic disorders and biotechnology CK12s that were assigned yesterday, and genetic disorders is due tonight, biotechnology is due tomorrow. I'm just trying to get you to kind of piece it out throughout the week. And then your daily question, are health problems caused by some type of abnormality in a person's genome? There are several types of genetic disorders. Some disorders are caused by genetic change. For that blank. And then this would be in a single gene. Some are caused by an abnormality in one of the and some are complex, involving numerous and influences from factors. So you have a word bank there. You can discuss this with your table and figure out how it fits together. But you've got a definition. So maybe highlight the word in pink once you are done in your daily agenda, and make sure that your daily agenda is something that you've got like a set of notes basically about the week. It can be really helpful. All right. So at this point, the other thing is that you have a quiz. Some of you are done. Some of you wanted to finish your remediation. And then some of you need to take that quiz. If you are taking the quiz, here a word to the sub. They are taking the quiz on their own, open note, and that is their first take. And what I would actually like to ask you to do is, if you're taking the quiz, you should move to the edges of the room. You know if you turned in the targets. So today you can get a 4 on that quiz, and you can move to the edges of the room. You are to be silent for your first take, and then you are allowed to collaborate on your second take. I just want a real picture of where you are, and then you get to fix it all. So do it right, and then go ahead to the sub. Just go ahead and pause and swipe up on the trackpad right here, and this way the screen will just stay on, and that way you can leave this on for them, and they can keep that daily question there so they can get it written down. All right, that's the day. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.